Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. Delivered at the perfect time in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading, and you want to take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. Okay, I have my co-pilot Stella here, so she's just getting comfortable. All right, we have, the underlying energy for this reading is the transition. So the death card, don't panic. It's a lot of people panic when they see this card, but it rarely means an actual physical death. What this is representing transition. So one cycle is ending and rebirthing a new one. There's light at the end of the tunnel. So this is actually saying that whatever situation you're in is coming to a halt and you're going to have closure. So this is, the Grim Reaper is a character that is represented in many cultures. It's not meant to be someone evil, it's just representing that cycle. And then we have this energy of this older person is trying to barter with the Grim Reaper. We don't want your change. But these young people are like, yes, we do. Here's a flower. And it represents the bloom. Now we have someone here, this is the king, and he's been trampled. This doesn't actually mean a king has been trampled. What it means is that systems that you thought would never budge are changing right before our eyes. We're seeing a lot of that right now on the planet. And there is the path of glory, which is the sun shining here representing God's energy, and the rebirth. So this energy is talking about, it could even be something as simple as maybe you have a hobby or something that you really enjoy doing, that you've always enjoyed doing, and all of a sudden one day you wake up and you're like, I don't feel like doing that anymore. And it's shocking, and other people are going, what? You always have done this. And you're like, yeah, don't feel like doing it anymore. Tired, bored is the energy coming in. So this is representing a never-ending nightmare energy. So this is, the swords represent air, the element of air. Your thoughts, how you, your mental intelligence, how your mind works, basically. And so your thoughts are expressed through words, and words can be written or verbal. This is talking about a never-ending nightmare that's repeating in your life. Sometimes it can just talk about crushing boredom, where you're just bored with the same old shift every single day, always the same. And actually, if it makes you feel any better, that's actually, this is like Groundhog Day, but there is really no such thing as Groundhog Day. When I was going to school, the way they taught how the planets went around, on their cycle is the sun's in the middle, and then all the planets would be in perfect circles around. And when I learned this, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. It actually isn't like this. This would represent the same old groove year after year, and you just come to the same point and you do it over again. But in actual fact, we're traveling very quickly. Even though it seems like we're not, the whole galaxy is moving, spiraling, going like this. So it's never in the same place at the same time. You might have the same routine every day, but you're always in a different place. If that makes you feel any better, that's the energy. There's three things that we can count on: death, taxes, and change. Change is the one constant that is happening every second of every minute of every day, whether we acknowledge it or not. And so this energy can sometimes represent an energy where in the wee hours of the morning you wake up and you have a dream that is so telling, and it's so real, and you think, oh, these are the consistent steps of action I need to take. And so this person could be just trying to remember that dream. This is when the Holy Spirit comes upon you and gives you information through your intuition. It also could be your ancestors doing their best to connect with you through the across the veil. Quite often they'll show up in our dreams. Remember, dreams quite often are symbolic. So if if you are dreaming about someone, and like you're just like, why am I dreaming about this person? I don't even know them that well, and I haven't seen them in years. It's because they're thinking of you. And then we have, and see, there's some reconciliation coming in here possibly. So this energy is talking about reconciliation. Now, reconciliation would imply that there may be a need for forgiveness or an apology. Or why would you be reconciling? But sometimes this can represent just a reuniting with someone that you have met in the past. This energy can be talking about, it could be someone like from your childhood that you haven't seen in years and years. Maybe you go to even a high school reunion or something like that. So this energy is the Six of Cups is about reconciliation, but it can also be about people from the past coming in. Now, you could, if you forgive someone, you're doing that more for yourself. Forgiveness allows you to open your heart back up again and return whatever happened to the people responsible. You take your part, you give them back their part, and you just let it go. Now, you don't even have to tell the person that you've forgiven them, and you certainly don't have to have them back in your life. But this would imply that it's, that you do want reconciliation, or someone wants reconciliation with you. And this card also can represent reconciliation with your childhood. Like maybe something happened in your childhood, and you want to heal from it. And so it could represent that inner child energy needs healing. When you first look at this card, it's full of illusions, because when you first look at it, there's two children playing with these potted plants in the yard and someone's watching over them. And then you look again and you realize that's a gnome and this is a little woman. And when you look at the little woman from the front, she looks like a young woman, but from the back, she looks like an old hag. They both have this white mitt on, and that's representing not wanting to get their hands dirty. So the old hag's like, we don't want your stupid flowers, those aren't even yours to give away. And the younger woman is being nice about it. So this is talking about, are you still a people pleaser? Like if someone from your past who comes in, who's put you in this kind of energy, a never-ending nightmare, are you going to take them back? Are you going to be nice about it? Are you going to explain yourself if you don't want to take them back? Or are you just going to say, no, I don't want your flowers? Now, the flowers themselves are very beautiful. They're white flowers in tarot represent innocence. But these are not innocent flowers, because even the plants are an illusion. This is from the nightshade family, and it's Datra. And Datra is also known as devil's trumpet. And it's a beautiful plant, and it actually blooms through the night. And in the morning you wake up and there's double the flowers that there was the day before. And they're trumpet shaped. They're really, really pretty. But if a child or a pet was to ingest it, they could become very ill. So it's just talking about, you would never have these plants around children, and you wouldn't let them play with them. Also, Datra is sometimes used by shamans to produce visions in their ceremonies, but that's for adults, and they know the dose because they've been doing it for, centuries. The information's passed down from one to the next. The person looking after the children or watching over them is actually not someone who's watching over them. It's someone who's walking away and not paying any attention to them whatsoever. So this is full of illusions, and that could say maybe your past is full of illusions, or your childhood, there's something that maybe you don't know about or you can't remember, and it's coming up for you in your dreams, etc. We have, so the cups do represent love, and this quite often is romantic love, but it can also be love of anyone or anything, like your pets, places that you like to be, just love. And it also could be something that you love to be or do. But generally with this card, the Page of Cups is someone, like the pages would work for the king and queen in the royalty, and they would, you know, be from the surrounding families, like of the upper class people that were well educated. And they would come and work in the palace, and they would, if they, you know, if they were suitable for the work, they would usually be like between 7 to 14 years of age, depending on how mature they were. And their main task would be to deliver communication back and forth through the palace. So this card, when it comes up, does represent communication. And in those days, it was always in person, but nowadays we have like so many ways of communicating. We have this could be a telephone call, this could be a text message, maybe you could get an email, it could be something that comes in the mail. You could be on social media, someone messages you. This could be an event is posted, you attend the event, and next thing you know, you meet someone who has exactly the information you need, or you catch each other's eye and you're really like, whoa. You've met, you know, like, and you begin a romantic relationship. So this energy, this page is representing this love, and he's very focused on the fish in this cup. He understands there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he is attracted to this fish, and he's got his eye on it. So this can say someone has their eye on you, and maybe contacting you to ask you out for a date, or hey, I'd like to get to know you, or like. But this could also be someone from your past coming in that maybe you haven't seen since childhood, kind of energy. Like it could be someone that you haven't had a relationship with, that is, you know, I've just got to adjust my camera here. There we go. Sorry. Because it's the cat, my cat, in her enthusiasm to join the reading, knocked the camera, and it's probably been vibrating up to now, so I apologize for that. She can't help it. Her job is to purr, and she was late for work, and so she was in a hurry and knocked the camera. She purrs. She's purring right now. She's on my lap, curled up, purring, and she just shows up for every reading. It's like she meow. I gotta Colette started a reading without me, and so cat's purr actually raises the vibration to a very high healing level. So I feel like we can all use that kind of energy, especially with these random shift energies. I never know what's going to come out. This could represent, okay, someone that was from your past wanting to come back in and ask for a second chance. Or it could be someone that you just have never had a relationship with and you haven't seen for years or whatever, and all of a sudden you run into each other somehow and you know, start up a relationship. Now the Queen, it's interesting because the Queen has her hand out. This is the Queen of Swords, representing the element of air and of this energy. So I feel that this energy is you, like, have learned discernment. The Queen, she's got her left hand out, so she's willing to accept this change, this transition. But she doesn't want to put up with any, she's got her back to this person. She doesn't want to put up with any bullshit. Like, she's been there, done that. She has the t-shirt, she has the souvenir. Not interested in repeating any bullshit. So if you're coming into her and, you know, you're not on the up and up, don't even bother, because she will just say, off with your head. And she's done. She's got her right sword up. You know, her left hand is out. She's willing to receive if it's, you know, straight up information. But if you're coming in with a bunch of bullshit, she won't hesitate to order your head. And this is, her head is above the clouds. She knows exactly what she will and will not put up with, and not in the mood. She's just not in the mood for bullshit. This is the Ace of Pentacles coming in. So this is a gift from the divine and the universe collaborating. This is saying that you've been staying on your north path, and that's the energy she's in. She wants to stay on her destined path. She knows what she wants in her life. She wants to be the best version she can be. She doesn't want to be sidetracked. She doesn't want to waste time with people that are going to waste her time. So the reward is for staying on that path of glory and not deviating from it, even at times, like maybe in the past, there was some deviation here, and it worked out to be like something she's learned from. She's just not interested in being around people, places, or any shift that does not support where she wants to go at this time. The pentacles represent lifestyle. Pentacles are health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional plane. Money is a big part of that, of course. To have a good lifestyle, you need to have money in the third dimension. But the energy is also like you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. And so that's what she's determined to do right now. So if this person is coming in and there's been any, because sometimes this can represent a relationship from the past that possibly was, there was something fishy about it, or there's something fishy about this relationship coming in. If that's the case and you're not on the up and up, don't bother, because she'll smell it out in a minute and she won't be in the mood for it. And then this is, yeah, she's very intuitive, and this is talking about using your intuition. So the High Priestess sits between these two pillars, and they represent extremes, opposites. And the energy in between is all the information pouring in. Information equals energy. So the more information you have, the more energy is there. A lot of people worry about misinformation, disinformation, but information is actually very neutral. Information is data. Like, the information doesn't care whether you like it or not, or how you use it, but how you use it is the difference between these two extremes. Anything can be used for evil, and anything can be used for good. So it's more about what do you do with the information when you receive it. And so you have to get neutral to both extremes, so you know it's not, you don't go off your emotions, you're not like, you get neutral to the information, and then you make a strong choice for which side of which pillar. Now this one represents Jesus, and this one represents the devil. So she sits next to God on her throne, on his right hand. This is, she's highly intuitive. She follows the cycles of the moon. So she has a good grip on her intuition and makes strong choices because of it. And then we have, yes, the moon coming up here. So this is, if there's a full moon or a new moon coming up, or there's any eclipses happening, pay attention to your intuition. I feel it's sitting also on this energy. And maybe you're dreaming about this person like that you haven't seen in years, and you're wondering, why am I dreaming about this person? This is so strange. And it could be, this card is full of illusions. And it could be the illusion is that they're thinking of you, and that's why they're showing up in your dreams. So maybe there's something that's that you were, you don't know about, that the universe is like trying to tell you something. So that kind of energy. We have the full moon, the new moon, and the sun. So this can represent the energy of the moon cycles, and your intuition is really sharp. Pay attention to it. Sometimes, like if you have a dream and you're trying to remember it, if that's what's happening here, when you wake up from the dream, don't move physically, because when you move physically, it makes it more challenging to remember the dream. And this lobster is in this emotional water, and when you are really emotional, and your mind is wandering, and in this energy, caught in this constant loop of thinking, overthinking, it's really hard to feel. You have to feel with your intuition. You have to turn your mind off, discipline your mind, so that you can feel with your heart. And so this energy, this lobster is thinking, okay, I got to get on my path here to glory. I want this reward, but I have to get past this dog and this wolf. And they're both howling at the moon. And he's like, oh, I'm going to be so vulnerable. I hope that I can get past that and make sure I stay in between these two pillars, like in this energy. So he has to be very intuitive about when to do it and how to do it. And this is representing sometimes the battle you have within you between your domestic side and your wild side. So maybe you've been a little bit too domestic, not getting out much, or on the other side, you've been a wild child and it's time to rein her in a bit. You know, that's kind of energy. But look at the sun comes out. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. So the sun is saying, this is God's energy. This is saying you're a child of God. You are meant to be happy. Look at all the sunflowers are turning to the sun. You know, sunflowers, they follow the sun throughout the day, the heads of the seeds. And this is banner is representing your destiny, and you're destined to be a happy person. You're on this pony, absolutely fearless on your destined path, and that's your natural way to be. And so this is the happiest card in the deck. When the sun comes out, it reflects light on the rest of the reading and says, hey, you are really actually moving into transition, and you are dreaming about this person for a reason. So it will come to you. Don't worry about it. If it's part of your destined path, it will. You'll find out why eventually. And then we have the Empress energy, and this is talking about the Empress energy is someone who's a generator, someone who is sitting in a position of flowing. She's in the flow of the energy, and so this is saying that you're manifesting at a very high level. The Empress is actually all four of the queens from the minor arcana wrapped into one person. So she has all these qualities, and so she's known for being like pregnant with possibilities. Sometimes this actually can represent a pregnancy. So if that's in the cards for you, or you're wondering about that, that's a possibility. She's growing this weed at her feet, and the way that she manifests is, you know, she puts some effort into it. She makes plans. Okay, I want to grow some wheat. Which field am I going to put it in? What does the soil need? Does it need to be amended? Do I need to add fertilizer? Get that done. Make sure I pick all the stones and the bigger rocks, like, so that when in the fall, when the harvest is there, that I don't wreck my equipment. And then I plant it at the best possible time. And then I have to just let the nature do its work. And so she just waves her magic wand. She's not going to worry about it. She's pregnant with possibility. It works for her. Like, nature knows what it's doing. And so she just relies on the perfect order of the universe to manifest for her. And so this energy is a very powerful manifestation energy. It means that you're really, to become an empress means that you've been through a lot. So the Queen of Swords here, maybe one of the last lessons that you needed to really learn is discernment. About how much you invest of yourself in other people, places, and things. You know, what are you investing in? Who are you investing in? With your time, your money, and your energy. And what do you anticipate the return to be? Is it a fair exchange? Are you getting what you need out of it? That's why she's in this position right now. And so the Empress has learned all the that she needs to know from the energy of all the four queens, and has now mastered those qualities in one person. So this is talking about someone who has a lot of life experience. They've been through enough shift that they've learned a lot, and they've made a point of learning a lot. And then we do have the King of Wands coming in. So this is interesting because the King of Wands is representing an energy, like this king is a visionary, someone that's looking into the future. He's very passionate about life. His this wand represents, it's made of wood, and it comes from a tree, so it's representing the energy of, the ancestors who have deep roots, as well as descendants that are branching off at the top here. And this can say that he wants to be with this empress. This woman is an empress to him, and perhaps he wants to start a family. So that could be that energy coming in, of this new love coming in. And it may be someone from your past, someone that you've met at some point, and you know, this energy, this king is considered to be the sexiest of all the kings. He's very charismatic. It's someone that, you know, people enjoy his company because he's optimistic. Like, he's in this sunny energy here, and he is able to bring a lot of what he envisions to into being. And it's like, so he's exciting to be around. It's someone that looks forward to adventure and looks forward to the new coming in and being able to manifest from that energy. He's also the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers, because he is charming and, you know, just someone that everybody enjoys being around, basically. And it's interesting because in the tarot, in the wand cards of the royalty, the face cards, there's a lot of times they're wearing a yellow tunic, or in his case it's in the background, where these salamanders are in a circle, and those salamanders and the lion represent protection from fire. But this energy, I noticed a few months ago, and now once you've seen something, you've seen it and you can't unsee it. So there's two eyes here, and there's smoke coming out of this nose with the mustache, and then there's this energy of smoke coming out of the mouth. So this is saying he's smoking hot, or it's saying where there's smoke, there's fire. So sometimes this energy tends to be a bit of a player and takes time to mature. So maybe when you knew him in the past, he was, you know, playing the field more, and that just wasn't your thing, or it's not your thing now, but he's matured now. Out of all the kings, he's the last one to probably settle down, and that's because he has a bit of a roving eye, being a visionary and all. He likes he likes to take on new projects, you know, the new energy. And so this is talking from the bottom to the top and back down again. We have an energy of, you know, a never-ending nightmare, or it could be, but the solution's coming in, because we have God here shining the light on the situation. So your intuition, pay attention to it. It's saying, especially during the cycles of the moon, like the high priestess, the universe is trying to tell you something. And God, you know, like your ancestors might be trying to get in touch with you, and God is saying, yeah, like, pay attention here. There's someone coming in. Pay attention to this energy. This person's showing up in your dreams because they're thinking of you also at the same time, and there's a reason for it. It's part of my plan. And so this is talking about having gotten to this point of being in this Empress energy, and this person being mature now and wanting to be in this energy with someone that is able to manifest at a high level like that. Also, there's a lot of lifestyle that is beneficial here, and of course it's very lucrative, because and this is a reward for staying on your destined path, for not giving in to settling for what you don't want. And that's the energy of both the Empress and the King of Wands. They don't settle. And so this is talking about having learned that discernment, and because of that, this transition is coming in. In the past, maybe you've had some fishy relationships, you know, that smelled bad at the end, kind of energy. But this is saying, if it is someone from your past, it's not someone that you've already had a relationship with. It's someone that maybe you just have met, or you've known, you know, at some point in your travels, but it never was like an intimate relationship. So yeah, this is an interesting random shift reading. I'm going to clarify it for those that want clarification. It's an interesting reading, but it's kind of that energy right now. For a lot of people on the planet are searching for new ways to do things, and wanting to maybe get on, like, there's so much corruption out there that we're seeing, that a lot of people are like wanting to go back to basics, basically, and have like just a really good lifestyle with someone that they can enjoy, you know, someone whose companionship is pleasurable to be around. And so this energy, I'm going to clarify it. If you're leaving the reading now, thank you for your time and energy. Please do give it a like and comment. It really empowers me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify now with my oracle here. It's Tales from the Vector, Tails. And so I started this in 2007. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm an artist, so I was painting these very big paintings of dragons from the future. And there's about 30 of them that are 3 feet by 4 feet. So it took me a while. And now I have time now. I'm working on making it a priority to work on this YouTube channel and to do readings with you. The cards I'm using have the numbers of the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com, and I will have that information in the box below. I'll put the cards in the order they appear here so you can take a look at the paintings, and it might give you further clarity as to your situation. All right, so here we have it. We have strength. So this is talking about having the strength and the integrity to be able to accept change and to, not be afraid of it, like move forward. And this quite often can represent, because in my oracle, this is actually with the pyramids of Egypt, the energy basically of wanting new discovery, adventures, going on travel, a lot of that kind of energy. And having the strength and the integrity to be able to deal with new kind of energy coming in. And this is can represent in the regular tarot, the strength card is of a young woman putting her mouth into a mature lion's mouth, and he's being submissive about it. And this represents facing fears, and so facing the fear of change. And that's basically what this is saying. Like, if because you have faced your fear of change, and this quite often can represent fears that you've held since you were a child. So that's why this energy is coming in, and it's talking so much about your intuition, and that this is your natural way of being. So facing your fears allows you to step into this new level of manifestation at the level that the Empress is. And we have deception. So yeah, I feel I was getting that energy that you've had some stinky past relationships, and that maybe that's the energy. Maybe it's just like you're wondering, like, oh, like the Queen, she's just not in the mood for bullshit. So if this is just another person that's going to be annoying, she just doesn't she just doesn't want to have time for it. She put up with that in the past, but isn't willing to anymore. She doesn't want the flippin' flowers. They don't belong to the gnome anyway. They're not his to give away. And she's like, good Lord. He's bringing me stolen flowers. Yikes. And yeah, the temptation. And I feel like there could have been, like, just not a relationship that turned out to be as pleasant as you thought. There was temptation there. In my oracle, the devil is represented by a beautiful dragonfly. She's adorned in Swarovski crystals on a hot pink background. So the devil's not going to tempt you with something ugly. The devil's going to tempt you with something really beautiful and shiny that you really want. And then the ugly comes out once he's, got you. And so you're not going to get the truth from the devil. So I always cover that card. I want to see what minion does the devil bring in to do his dirty work for him, and what's it about, or does God cover it? And we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is talking about traditional structure coming from the spiritual realm down to the physical. The Hierophant is representing the energy of the person that's in charge for making sure that justice happens on the 3D. Coming in from the spiritual realm, if you're a religious person, this could represent someone coming in that is like from, the leaders of the church, like the bishop, the the cardinals, the Pope, that kind of energy, gurus, whatever religious figures that you deal with. If you're more on the spiritual side, and you like, this would represent God himself, and it would source energy that you are connecting with through meditation and prayer. And then that energy is brought into the third dimension, and it shows up in the legal systems, basically, to bring justice to a situation. So there could have been, some other energy there, deception, and it could have had to do with your lifestyle and your money, as well as your romance and romantic life, that kind of energy. But quite often when this kind of energy is happening, it's just immaturity, so it depends. You would know your situation, what happened. It could be just two immature people getting together and then realizing, oh, this isn't what we thought it was going to be, we need to end it, that kind of energy. Or it could be something much more serious than that. You would know. If this is your reading, you will know. And so the Cancer energy coming in, Cancer is the energy of adolescent girls. If you think of that energy, it's the fourth position in the horoscope wheel. And so this is talking about, if you think about young girls about to start their cycle, if you've ever been a young girl about to start your cycle, or how those hormones are really challenging to process, and the emotions are up and down and very volatile. So this is the most emotional of all the signs. And so it's saying that energy, but the thing is, you can use that sensitivity to be able to feel and use it's the most, Cancer is a very intuitive sign. And so especially, it's ruled by the moon. So the energy is talking about being very intuitive and following. Again, it's saying use your intuition. The universe is trying to tell you something. And so this is, are you going to be engaged in the energy, or are you going to be entrenched? And the word engaged is catching my eye here, because it's talking maybe in the past you've been entrenched in relationships that didn't work out, but this one is talking about being engaged in the end, and possibly becoming engaged and wanting to, which you might surprise you. The horoscope signs, when they show up in my reading, I just want to make it clear, I'm not designating an individual, oh, this is, that this queen is from the sign of Cancer. I'm just talking about the energy that is there on this. So this is talking about not wanting the drama, basically, of an immature relationship in her life. Like, she doesn't have time for it. She's on her path. She knows where she wants to go. Not in the mood for that. And so, this is, in your case, this could be, oh no, Colette, it was a Cancer. Well, that could be. And so use your intuition. But I just want you to understand that's not my goal here. My goal is to learn from the energy. Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses, and we all have a little bit of every sign in us, and we can learn from the energy. And so we have the Magician, which is an energetic upgrade. So this is talking about this energy coming in is with this reward. It's about an upgrade in your lifestyle, and it's something that you're being rewarded for staying on your path and having the patience to to go and look into what's going on here to make sure that you upgrade your energy. The Chariot is coming in. So the Chariot is representing that it's already happening on the spiritual realm, and it's already in the making. So it's something that's already coming your way, and it's not going to be long before it gets here. So if you're interested, it will be there for you. So pay attention. And the power of spin. And in my oracle, this is actually a yin-yang symbol. So it's talking about basically having, being very balanced in your masculine and feminine energies within yourself, and that this person coming in is also very balanced. So when you get together, it's not like you are completing each other. You're complete already. It's more like wanting just someone to enjoy life with, a companion, someone that you can count on, someone that empowers you and inspires you to, have adventures and go and pursue your goals, get on your destined path. And then we have the Aries energy coming in. So this is a new energy. It's saying it again. This is someone that is not someone that you've had a relationship with before. It might be someone that you've met in the past coming in. So just to define it for yourself. And this is also talking about someone that knows who they are. And this is where the energy is. That's where the Empress is. She's been through it. She's in this energy here. And it's talking about wanting to be in this place of being who she is. Like being in an authentic way. And wanting a new relationship, not interested in going back to a relationship that you've already had with someone in the past and, oh, let's give it a second chance kind of energy. Not that kind of energy. It could be someone that you know, but not someone that you have had a relationship with. And we have the Gemini energy coming in. So it's all about, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and it's about learning from the past so that you can have a good experience now. It's really interesting because Gemini energy is the twins facing in two different directions. And this sometimes can represent then the energy of a twin flame relationship. So, that it's meant to be, it's in the ethers. If you want it, it can work out to be a really beneficial connection, and also something that's a lot of fun, and something that, maybe you've been wanting in your life, to have that kind of a romantic, passionate relationship with someone that also shares your values and is inspiring to be around. I like this. This is a good random shift. This one's, this is powerful energy, and it's talking about pay attention to your intuition. Number one, that's the lesson here. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing to the channel if you resonate with the energy. I would be honored if you did so. Bye for now. Sorry, Stella, I have to wake you up. Yes, I have to wake you up.